Eurogold is driven by being the best civil engineering contractor in the Northwest, ensuring its clients are given the highest level of service that they deserve. Eurogold work in a wide range of industry sectors, including house building, highways, commercial and industrial build.
La Vita is an award-winning, independently run Italian restaurant. Located on Rose Lane in the heart of Liverpool, real Italian-style dishes, using the best ingredients, skillfully prepared by our chefs. Come and try our serious Italian experience.
Supreme Upholstery Limited is a manufacturer of quality bespoke upholstered furniture. Come along with your ideas for that perfect sofa to fit your home and let Supreme bring your ideas to fruition. We also offer a service to the contract market, including large hotel groups and small family-run business. No matter how large or how small your order, you will always get that personal service from our sales team. Come along and visit our showroom.
Hello and welcome to the Irish in the UK. Coming up on the show this week, we'll be meeting Peter Fawcett, who has written a book about bell ringing. We'll be chatting to Kezia Gill about her Irish heritage, and she'll be singing her brand new song for us. The Hammersmith Cultural Irish Centre in London has been established since 1995. It is the hub of the Irish community in that area. The centre provides an outstanding weekly programme of traditional Irish music from some of the best musicians from Ireland.
The centre's always been in this Hammersmith location. It was founded in 1995, so we are celebrating our 25th anniversary year this year. So we've got a lot of big plans about that. But in 2012, we entered into a discussion with the council to refurbish and improve our centre. We have 5 rooms, not counting this beautiful foyer that we have, which operates as a bar and a cafe. We have our main space, the auditorium, where we hold our concerts, film screenings, plays. It holds up to 220 people, which is great. We have a mezzanine, which can be used as a gallery or a smaller conference room, and it's floored for Irish dancing as well. And then we've got 3 separate state-of-the-art meeting rooms.
Now, of course, I know that you're heavily involved on the cultural side as well. Tell me a bit about that.
Sure. So one of my roles is to help Russell and Scanlon, our cultural director, sort of oversee and program our diverse and exciting artistic program that we run. We run 3 sort of pillars of programming here, and that is our cultural output, our education, and our sort of community outreach that we do through culture as well. So that involves meeting every month and sort of chatting about who's coming out of Ireland right now, who's great in the London scene related to Ireland, and trying to get them in here and promote them and give them a platform for them to also go to their next level. We love to showcase the best of Irish culture right now, but also we love focusing on the heritage and the history as well. And we know that this centre wouldn't be here without the people that first moved over.
Of course, during the COVID-19, I know that you've been doing a lot of work behind the scenes. Tell me about that.
COVID-19 was a strange one because everything sort of stopped in the busiest weekend in the Irish calendar of St. Patrick's. So, you know, we had been working with the Mayor's office on the Trafalgar Square and the parade, as well as having our own celebration here, which would have included Francis Black and Goats Don't Shave. So that all stopped from the 16th of March. So the focus then turned to how can we continue what we're doing at home, because it became very clear that we weren't going to be home just for the first 3 weeks. We were going to be home for a bit longer. So my team and I, we set up a digital channel called ICC Digital, where we will be able to work with artists to promote the best of Irish culture, both living over here and back home. And then we also set up a culture hotline, which is another avenue for which people who maybe don't feel brave enough or maybe don't have access to modern technology could actually dial in and hear live concerts and stories and performances. So we've been running a lot behind the scenes to try and keep the community connected and keep the cultural outputs going as much as possible, as we usually do.
Rosalind, tell me a little bit about some of the cultural events that you hold here.
Since 1995, the centres became well known as the premier centre for Irish arts and culture in the UK, and we've promoted the greatest Irish musicians and theatre shows and film directors and some of the artists that have appeared here: Martin Hayes and Dennis Cahill, Four Men and the Dog, No Crows, the band that features Steve Wickham from the Waterboys, Fluke play here regularly, Michael McGoldrick, Desi Donnelly from Manchester, the great fiddle player. They've all played here, and it's really got such a vibrant reputation for Irish music. We also put on great Irish theatre shows, and we show film screenings, and we have directors' talks after the film screenings. So it's renowned, and it's really got a really rich programme. And alongside the cultural programme, the music and the arts, is the education programme as well. We run a really vibrant education programme offering music classes, Irish language classes, history classes. So it's really, and also an elders programme as well. So we cater for everybody, all ages and generations.
Now, I know before COVID-19, of course, you were open every day and you had different events going on here every day. Give me a little flavour of what used to take place.
Well, there'd be sessions here on Friday night. During the day, there'd be songs and singings classes for elders, and also adult songs and singings classes. There'd be reminiscence classes for elders, be a fitness class for elders. So it's a very busy place, and people are coming in and out all the time. So yeah, and suddenly our doors shut and we went dark, and we were absolutely astounded. But in a response to that, we decided to set up ICC Digital, which has been a huge success. So all our events went online. We got poetry readings online. We've got mini concerts from the great artists all over Ireland and the UK are doing mini concerts for us. So it's been a huge success, and we've had hits, 35,000 weekly hits.
And of course, you've got a lovely performance hall now to to do all your cultural work here.
Yes, absolutely. It's been amazing. The new building's a fabulous space compared to the old one, which wasn't quite designed for the arts. We had a great programme running out of the old building, but once this was built, we've now got a perfect, multidisciplinary arts centre. It matches all the great arts centres in London. So
How long have you been involved here?
I actually was involved in the old building, so I was here in 1995 when the old building opened, and then I took a break for a few years. So I've been around the Irish Cultural Centre for about 20 years, maybe 18.
Yeah. So, of course, we know the centre is very, very busy. What's the Irish community like around this area now? Is it quite a high Irish community area?
Hammersmith was very, very well known for Irish music. They had the White Hart in Fulham. They had two dance halls. They had the Gary Owen dance hall in Hammersmith in the 60s and 50s, and they had the one in the Hibernian in Fulham. There was a huge Irish community in the 50s, 60s and 70s, 80s. But in the 90s it started to dwindle. People started to move out of the borough. But we still get huge attendances to all our events. I mean, you get people travelling from Brighton, you get people coming from outside London to attend the events, because the quality of the programme is first class, so people will travel. The Irish community is dispersed, but they still come together. The tea dances are always packed. We have our monthly tea dances, and the elders come for that. I mean, people will travel to this building because the programme's first class.
I'm privileged to be chairman of such a fantastic organisation. We have an amazing board of trustees who are all volunteers. We've got 4 employees and a group of about 20 volunteers who make it possible to operate a building like this. And we run, as you know from speaking to William and Roz earlier, a wide range of activities. We've got 100 plus Irish language students at the moment and 60 music students, all learning on Zoom for the time being, and it seems to be going really well.
That's really encouraging to hear that so many people want to speak Irish.
Yeah, it's fantastic, and they're not all Irish people. We've got people from other countries in Europe who have developed an interest in the language, and they're just as enthusiastic as the people with an Irish background or first or second generation Irish living in the area.
Now, of course, it's a big challenge to keep any Irish centre open these days, but during the COVID-19 and lockdown and everything, it's been a big challenge, hasn't it?
It has. Well, we're fortunate that we have the support of the Irish government through the Emigrant Support Fund and Culture Ireland who have been supporting any acts that we bring from Ireland. And we also have had support from the local council who are very generous. And we get money for our Elders programme from various sources, including Glasgow Celtic, who have been very kind to us over the years. And we've got a number of private and commercial donors from time to time who give us money, commercial and private donors as well, such as Kerry Insurances and Harcourt Developments, who've supported us over the years.
During the last month or two, we've heard about a few Irish centres closing down here in London. Of course, it's vitally important that we keep them open, and of course in this area where you are now, the centre offers a lot of things to a lot of people.
Yeah, well, we had the option. We shut down the 16th of March. We were watching the Irish government and the UK government's attitude to the COVID-19, and we took a decision to lock down virtually a week before Boris decided to do it. Unfortunately, it was the day before St. Patrick's Day, so we were stuck with lots of supplies that we'd ordered for St. Patrick's Day, and a lot of people were disappointed. We could have taken the route of furloughing all the staff and shutting down completely, but we decided to start the ICC digital programme, which has turned out to be a fantastic way of communicating with our usual patrons, our volunteers, and we're now getting a worldwide audience from places far away as the US and even Mexico. And we've had great support from RTE, who have allowed us access to their archives, and we're using some of their archival material. And Shea Mary Doyle, who has given us access to his film archive on the Irish Film Institute's website. And RTE have told us that we're getting more hits on their archives than they were getting themselves, which is nice to hear.
What a beautiful centre, and well done to everybody involved. Now we're going to take a short break. See you in a minute.
Eurogold is driven by being the best civil engineering contractor in the Northwest, ensuring its clients are given the highest level of service that they deserve. Eurogold work in a wide range of industry sectors, including house building, highways, commercial and industrial build.
IJK's Scrap Metal, Manchester. We provide payment for scrap metal, removal and disposal of cars and abandoned vehicles. A weighbridge facility, authorised treatment facility, recycling and waste management. Full compliance with all legal requirements. IJK Scrap Metal Manchester, a friendly, professional and reliable service.
Supreme Upholstery Limited is a manufacturer of quality bespoke upholstered furniture. Come along with your ideas for that perfect sofa to fit your home and let Supreme bring your ideas to fruition. We also offer a service to the contract market, including large hotel groups and small family-run business. No matter how large or how small your order, you will always get that personal service from our sales team. Come along and visit our showroom.
The Warrington Irish Club, 83 Orford Lane, Warrington. a friendly and welcoming club keeping the Irish culture alive. We have Irish and country music every Saturday night, tribute nights, race nights, charity nights and karaoke. All live sports shown on the big screens. We have snooker, dominoes and crown green bowling teams along with arts and crafts. Pop in for a friendly welcome and to book your event at the Warrington Irish Club, give Frank a call.
La Vita is an award-winning, independently run Italian restaurant. Located on Rose Lane in the heart of Liverpool, real Italian-style dishes, using the best ingredients, skillfully prepared by our chefs. Come and try our serious Italian experience.
Buckhurst Plant Hire, operating nationwide and supplying equipment to the construction, civil engineering and utility industries. Buckhurst is synonymous with quality equipment and excellent service. Call us today.
IJK's Scrap Metal, Manchester. We provide payment for scrap metal, removal and disposal of cars and abandoned vehicles. A weighbridge facility, authorised treatment facility, recycling and waste management. Full compliance with all legal requirements. IJK Scrap Metal, Manchester. A friendly, professional and reliable service.
Eurogold is driven by being the best civil engineering contractor in the Northwest, ensuring its clients are given the highest level of service that they deserve. Eurogold work in a wide range of industry sectors, including house building, highways, commercial and industrial build.
Welcome back. Now, handbell ringing was a great tradition many years ago, and it is still very popular in many parts of England and Ireland. Peter Fawcett has written a book telling the story and the history of handbell ringing. Pete, tell me, how did you get involved in handbell ringing?
It came through Cultus Culturiarum, which a lot of people even today don't know. And I joined Cultus in 1972-73 season, and I was impressed how they taught the young. So I started looking in local books and things, libraries, and I found a reference to handbell ringing in Clifton. And so I set about looking for these bells that were supposed to be in store. And I did work at Clifton at Kirtlees Hall for Sir John and Lady Armitage, and I still had some contacts, so I contacted some of my former workers, and one of them said, "Oh, well, see this man in the local pub who has a little dog." That's the only thing I had, a little dog, so I'm looking for a man in the pub with a little dog, which I found. And he said, yeah, he said, the Clifton handbells are in Lister's Wire Mill at the bottom of Clifton Common, which is a big hill just outside Brighouse. And instead of finding a dozen bells, which I thought I'd find, I found 150, plus the music and the tablecloth, which is embroidered with the name Clifton Handbell Ringers. And then I started a band, 1985, fairly hot summer, and then we gave the first performance with me playing the bass right up to 1981.
How popular is bell ringing these days?
It began in the Pennines. It was a Pennine culture which probably spread when there was a mass movement of population from the south of England to the north of England on a line from the Bristol Channel to the Wash, and you can see that in a map that I've got in the book. And at that time they would only be using a dozen bells, but then subsequently by about 1850 the average band up here was using about 50, anything from 37 to 50, and then subsequently once they got the competitions going at Manchester Bellevue, that rose, they were using anything up to 200. It spread to Ireland. There's still some now in Ballina, and Wexford is another stronghold. And in in the 1840s, Barnum, the great impresario, he found out that there were some handbell ringers playing at the Portobello Gardens in Dublin, and so he took them on a tour of America. In America, handbell ringing is massive.
Now, you've written a book, as you mentioned there. How long has it taken you to get this book together?
While I'm battling away with the flower, I decided to write this book. So this book only took me 35 years. And it's over 300 pages hardback. It was a labour of love, and also I started it when I was about 26 years of age. I found out a lot of information from people who were related to people in the band, and in some cases the whole bands from 1932. I interviewed the whole band at Honley in 1978, the whole lot of them.
For bell ringing enthusiasts, how can they get your book?
You can get it on the website, which is Ringing for Gold, and I think it's about $16.50 including postage. It is a great read. It's a book that it is not so much bell ringing, it's a social history as well as about bell ringing, and it puts all of the English and British tradition of music into context, because the handbell bands are the oldest bands in Britain, probably in the world.
Well, it's taken Peter a long time to write the book. It's certainly been a labour of love for him, and I hope you enjoy reading it. Now, we're off to meet Kezia Gill, who is a singer-songwriter. Kezia, tell me a little bit about your Irish heritage.
Well, it goes back to my grandfather, who was born in Derry, and he was actually a tenor singer. He'd sang with Joseph Locke, amongst many others, a beautiful, rich Irish tenor voice. He moved over to England, met my grandmother. They went on to have 11 children, one of which was my father. And out of 11 children, although all musically gifted, my dad was the only one that really pursued the music. So as a result, my grandfather used to take my dad over to Derry and over to Ireland, and sort of see whatever opportunity to play in the old dance halls, the old show halls, my dad would get up and play. A lovely story is once when Big Tom and the Mainliners were performing in one of the old dance halls in Donegal. And during the break, my dad had sort of asked if he could get up with his guitar, and he started playing, and before he knew it, the drummer had joined him, the bass player had joined him, and before he knew it, he had the whole Mainliners behind him, and the crowd was rocking and they were jiving to his rock and roll. I don't think Big Tom was too happy that this young lad was taking his spotlight, but it was just such a wonderful story, a classic example of how my dad always got the place rocking. And then moved back to the UK, he played along the East Coast, Mablethorpe and Skegness, really built a name for himself before moving back to Nottingham, where I was born, and then eventually Derby, and he just passed on his love for Irish music and music in general and the love of performing.
And of course, we're so sorry to hear that your dad sadly passed away earlier on this year.
Yeah, we lost Dad in March. We lost him to cancer. Only a short battle, luckily, but he retired about 10 years ago following a stroke. But he always said, you know, a life in music is worth 10 lives filled without it. So yeah. he was absolutely a character, and his legacy lives on through me and through the family.
And of course you're keeping the family tradition going now by singing and performing yourself. So tell me a little bit about your own career.
So I love all kinds of genres of music. I can't really specify what genre you'd put me in. Irish is my heritage and my legacy, but country music is a real passion of mine, as well as Americana and rock and blues. I'm a songwriter, so when I write, I never know where a song's going to take me. It may have a rocky edge, may have a country edge, it may have an Irish twang, but I just know that I like to write from the heart. I like to tell stories. Like the old Irish writers, I like to tell people stories.
And of course you've had quite a few awards down the years as well.
I have, certainly the last couple of years. I think certainly in the country scene in the UK, my songwriting has been recognised. So 2018 saw me win the People's Choice for the Soloist of the Year, and 2019 I won Best Female at the British Country Music Awards, along with Best Female for the CNN, which is the cross country. awards. So it's really lovely to be recognised for something that I just do because I love.
And of course, earlier on this year, you were supposed to be appearing in a big festival up in Manchester, or near Manchester, that was organised by Donald Scally, Matt Kelly and Patrick Brennan.
Yes, Crack by the Creek. It would have been such a wonderful day. And it's just one of those things that hopefully we're going to put it on ice. 2020 has just pressed pause, and it'd be amazing to return and do it next year and have the full band up there at the festival and perform some country and some Irish music.
Now, you've got a great sample of guitars there behind you, but I know there's one special one there.
There is. This one hanging up here, this 12-string guitar, this was my dad's main workhorse that he used to play when he was in Mablethorpe. I actually wrote a song in dedication to my dad called Local Man Star, and I referenced the 12-string guitar in that song, so that's a very special guitar to me.
And you're going to sing for us today?
I am, yes. I'm going to sing a song that I actually wrote for my mother. I wanted to sing something with a little bit of an Irish twist on it. A lovely story. When we went to Derry a few years back, we'd had the most wonderful time, me, mum and dad. We were so happy, but as it does in Derry, it was pouring with rain. We were soaked to the bone, but we just said, when you're truly happy and truly loved, not even the rain can dampen your spirits, and we call it that Derry feeling.
There are days when the rain fall heavy and the wind will cut you to the bone. But if you should ever need me, I'll meet you on the bridge in Derry. There's a place that only we know, a feeling
Well done, Kezia, with your new song, and of course we wish you the very best of luck in the future. Now, that brings us to the end of the show. Henry McGlade is back next Thursday evening at 7 o'clock with his show from County Mayo, and we're here with the Irish in the UK at 7:30. Until then, take good care of yourselves, and we'll see you next time.